We'll come to this as well. The Western Cape has been hit by disruptive rains, winds, as well as turbulent seas. The rainfall extended to the Eastern Cape and is moving forward to KwaZulu-Natal. But people are being advised to remain indoors and to exercise caution when venturing outside. But to provide us with the very latest information on the situation, we have Weather Service forecaster Lehlohonolo Thobela joining us this morning. Lehlohonolo, a pleasure having you once again, and a very warm good morning to you. Last night we had a chat about, how the Western Cape is looking, at least last night, but we have to get that update once again because we know that it's the hardest hit province when it comes to those heavy rainfall, winds and gale forces. What's the latest updates in terms of the weather there?
Good morning and thanks for having me. Yes, this last night, I'd say the whole day yesterday was a hectic day for the Western Cape province. It looks like it's clearing up and it's moving over to the Eastern Cape. However, even in the Eastern Cape, I don't think then it will be as hectic as it was in the Western Cape. Showers and rain and a scattered to widespread chance of showers and rain are expected mainly over the Eastern Cape today, as well as the northeastern parts of Limpopo and Mpumalanga. However, the main focus is over the Eastern Cape today, the way we're going to experience some cold conditions, especially over the central and the eastern parts. The Northern Cape province is also part of the cold, as well as the eastern areas of the Western Cape province. A 30% chance is just mainly over the Western Cape. It's expected to affect the central and the eastern parts with more of the showers and rain. However, we still have strong winds and rain that might lead into flooding in the Eastern Cape province for today. Then we move on to tomorrow, where we see then the much more of the showers and rain confined to the eastern parts with cooler conditions expected countrywide. However, colder conditions are expected in the Eastern Cape and the southern parts of the Drakensberg Mountain, with much more of the rain expected tomorrow to affect Gauteng, Mpumalanga, and Limpopo, as well as some areas over the eastern parts of KwaZulu-Natal. However, much more of the showers and rain are expected to cause some heavy rain, especially over the eastern parts of Gauteng, where we might get to experience some flash flooding due to the showers and rain. It gets clear though on the western areas, so I think tomorrow is the best time to have a break for the Western Cape as well as some Northern Cape areas. Yeah.
Well, as it stands, do you still reiterate the caution to motorists to avoid the roads and travel if it's not necessary? Residents and South Africans to rather stay indoors. Is that still the caution that you are reiterating?
Yes, it is. I mean, if you look at what yesterday brought, I mean, a lot of roads were closed, and with the rain and showers being there, much more of the traveling will be interrupted. Not only for that, but also if you see, I mean, there were observations of the airport also being flooded with the runways having a lot of water. So it's not only when you are to drive or walk out the yard, but everyone is affected by this. So with that 30% chance of showers and rain expected over the central and the eastern parts today, just a slight amount of rainfall that hits the ground tends to add into the damage that has been in the past 2 days.
Yeah. Are you still maintaining or seeing an orange level 9 warning as well as Honor?
Yeah, no. Over the Eastern Cape province has moved to a level 6, but it's just not as intense as what we've sent in a level 9. Level 9 was particularly for the Western Cape province.
Right.
Yes, in the Eastern Cape we've had it over the western parts. However, that looks like to be clear because much more of the showers and rain as the system has moved out of the country, the showers and rain are not as intense as how we saw what happened in the Western Cape.
Are you perhaps able to tell us as well how the next weekend that's coming up, looking? I know that for some young children that have closed, they were hoping to get, a very nice spring school holiday. The following weekend will be their last. How's that Saturday and Sunday looking?
Maybe let me start tomorrow. Tomorrow, much more of the showers and rain are expected over the eastern parts, which would cover then the areas like Gauteng, the eastern parts of the Free State Province, the KwaZulu-Natal, Mpumalanga, as well as Limpopo. Gauteng is expected to receive much more of its rain tomorrow, with the eastern parts of Gauteng then expected to have some flash flooding due to the rain. In terms of cooler conditions, countrywide will be cool, with cold mainly over the Eastern Cape. And then if we move on Thursday, warmer conditions then start happening for most places, especially over Limpopo, the Northwest, Northern Cape, as well as the Western Cape, but cool remain over the Eastern Cape as well as Free State and KwaZulu-Natal and some parts of the southern parts of Mpumalanga. In terms of the rain, the showers are only confined to the east coast, which then we'd expect most parts of the country to be fine from Thursday. On Friday, warmer conditions expected countrywide with just a little bit, I'd say, light rain expected over the west coast of the Western Cape. But fine conditions starts happening from Friday, and it looks like we're going to have a promising warm weekend.
Those are the good news that we're hoping to hear from you. Thank you so much, Lehlohonolo, for speaking to me this morning. Lehlohonolo Thobela from the SA Weather Services updating us on the latest countrywide in terms of how the temperatures are looking.